All right. How the fuck do I I can't. How the fuck do I get? Here we go. All right, here we go. Think I got it now. Chat. So that should do it. I don't know if you guys have found me yet, but I'm back on. I'm a fucking idiot sometimes. I closed out the fucking chat window. I'm trying to get everything going back up here. Sorry about that. Okay, yep, we're live. And where's Cool Kids 2? The Cool Kids Part 2. Trying to make sure that the link to get in here. How the fuck is the other one live? It's telling me that both of them are live, but there's no way because all right, there's the link to come in. Hey, Johnny's here. Yes, I'm back and I'm live. MGTOW Misfit is in the house. I'm putting the link up. I'm going to fucking, I know people are going to be like, where's the link? So I'm going to paste it like 15 times. Johnny Midnight, calling Johnny Midnight. What's up, Phosphorescence? Calling Johnny Midnight. I guess you're automatically the administrator. Yeah, if you weren't watching Joey Argon, yeah, I'm always pissed. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm always. It's like when am I not pissed? Basically, is the question. I wake up pissed in the morning. It keeps me going because I want to fuck over the establishment. Remember the movie Red Dawn? When Thomas Howell's sitting there carving notches into his gun for like all the people he's killed, and that pilot they met that crashed and parachuted out of his jet.
Hey, I didn't kill that pilot.
Yeah. Remember that part though? And he says to the kid, he goes, "All that hate's gonna burn you up," and he goes, "It keeps me warm at night." He says to him.
Yeah, that was Pony Boy from.
That was Pony Boy from The Outsider. You know what I'm talking about.
He went fucking badass in Red Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. He went total like I don't even give a fuck. He was like, this is what it is, then fucking this is what it is, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, he totally cracked at that point in the movie where he goes up to Mr. Eckert and he's like, "What about my dad, Mr. Eckert?" And he's like, "I don't know, son."
Oh, yeah, that was...
After that, he knew his dad was dead. He owned the gas station and everything, and then he was just like, fuck Russia. He was
basically like... He was basically like, if I don't care if I die, I'm taking as many of these motherfuckers as I can with me, basically. Because that's how he would be.
At the end of the train yard, too, that's what he did, man. I mean, he was just like... No, he went up against a Hen 5 with an AK-47. Yeah. And that helicopter just like tore him apart, but he didn't give a shit. He was like, "Wolverines!
Wolverines! Barrett! Yeah, that's what we got to be, man. MGTOW, we got to be the Wolverines,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I mean, I'm not saying we got to go on a killing spree just yet, but that attitude of like, don't fuck with us, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think what it is that we have to just keep on keeping on with our own lives,
Right.
and a lot of people aren't going to like it. For instance, you were talking about, you know, your foray into the comic book industry, and I got to tell you, in 2017, I worked in it during, God, I started in 06, and totally different world back then.
Than nowadays.
Here's the problem. You need diamond distribution to get seen. If you don't get secure diamond distribution,
that's like who everybody. That's like the comic book distributor, basically.
No, it's the only comic.
Yeah, that
comic
like if you have a comic book store, you go through diamond distributors, basically, right?
I was lucky enough to get some titles through there, and that's why I was published by guys like 2000 AD and stuff. The artist and penciler whom I worked with mostly had a lot of connections with Dark Horse, and through there we had a lot of connections through the UK comic book scene. Now, in the UK, there might be many Britons listening in, and they'll disagree with that. That's not true. Comic books are not a big deal there, okay? They have Marvel imprints and things that make Captain Britain, and then you have 2000 AD, which gave birth to Rogue Trader, Judge Dredd, all these other people. When we went into the horror niche, and I was an inker, and my inking style was very reminiscent of S. Clay Wilson, and Bernie Wrightson, and it was awesome. I'm not that good, but
I love Bernie Wrightson. He's dead.
Yeah, me too. I know. Yeah, R.I.P. man.
But anyway, I don't mean to interrupt you. So that's who you're.
No, but I was saying like, yeah, it's just the way that like my style came across upon printing. But the thing is that like, the fella that I was working not exclusively with, but mostly with, was doing the, you know, use the rotoscoping look where everything looks very realistic.
Yeah, like fucking like you know, He-Man type shit, and fucking Ralph Bakshi did a lot of rotoscoping.
Ralph Bakshi did that and stuff. I did Ralph Bakshi, but he also used the freedom of having that cartoonish look for his people, like his characters, and the backgrounds were rotoscoped. But either way, Gesundheit. But anyway, the thing is that like, we were local friends with David Mack, and of Image and Icon Comics, and he also did a lot of Marvel work. We're also friends with Josh Blaylock, who owns Devil's Due. Yeah, and I got to tell you about that kid later on. Totally fucking hilarious. But how he got
my issue is where are the guidance counselors to have told my parents this shit? They were like, it was very narcissistic. I was like the only kid that I knew that knew. It was like clear cut and dry. Like everybody just knew. Like, oh, Stuart's gonna grow up and be a comic book artist, obviously. But then the guidance counselors are like, yes, we're here to help children. Oh, well, not with that. Oh, well, good luck with that. You know what I mean? It was like, where were the people to do the research, a little bit of research, get back to my parents and be like, look, the industry is highly controlled. You need to right now start thinking about getting your kid into the Joe Quesada School of Comic Book Art in New York City and bringing them to conventions. You know what I mean? Where was the staff at the school to do that?
Or go to Cal Arts, or go to CZD in Ohio, or go to Ringling Brothers.
It was sweep Stu under the carpet because we got one here that knows what he wants to do, and it's very masculine.
No, the thing is that they said, they looked at your work and they said, oh yeah, Stuart's a very competent artist. We can mold him into a teacher in our fucking university system. That's exactly the way they looked at me too, and I
probably just hit that right on the head. Basically, it sounds about truth. And no, you're right. Because then I went to these artsy fartsy universities thinking like, oh well, they're just gonna even if it's not in the program, some artist is going to mentor me because he's going to see that I'm serious and blah, blah, blah. Nope. Nope. It was paint cows and grass fields and pastures and shut the fuck up, Stuart.
Oh no, you actually got to
draw yourself in the mirror 45 times.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, at least they were teaching you realism at an academic.
Well, they were trying, but it was like I already could do realism, and I was like, no, I wanted comic book art, and they're just like, oh well, I don't
that's
know.
illustration. That's not art.
It's like aliens running things. I don't know, whatever.
I had it worse at my art school. They were like, yeah, well, you know, the human form doesn't need to be depicted anymore. We don't need another painting. We need to spirit cook. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, go look at the works of Yoko Ono. I'm like, no, I hate her. Fuck her. You know, and I had to deal with that kind of stuff too, because I too was naturally good at rendering reality like you are. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
rendering reality like a camera, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are a lot of things that you had to learn about in terms of putting together. For instance, if you wanted to, I'll tell you about like submitting to Marvel. Okay. If you don't have an in at Marvel comic books, this was even back in the day. You are free to submit your manuscripts. You're free to submit your tear sheets and everything.
You're free to say to nominate yourself president of the United States too.
But right, exactly. Do you know exactly? Do you know exactly where their submissions department is? It is a big metal garbage can with Dr. Doom's face painted on it that says submissions department. They throw it right in the fucking garbage can. They don't even look at it.
Yeah, right. That I was basically told I wasn't good enough till I got good enough. Then they said, well, if you haven't broken in by the time you're 35, you're probably never going to break in. I was like, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, motherfuckers. In other words, like, I'm not sucking the right dicks. I'm not worshiping the right fucking demigod or devil or something. Like, there's something weird going on. If it's that highly controlled, I think it's like a lot of families, like the Kuberts,
right?
Ramados. I think that's like they keep it all in the family now or something.
The Deeches,
we are the families that run comic books now, and nobody else, no other families will compete with us. Like.
Harlan Ellison killed the indie comic industry. I mean, I worked a lot with small and indie presses, and I was able to prove the right with
I would rather get successful on my own.
Yeah, because we could do horror comics with like blood and gore and all the good shit. That people out.
MGTOW messages, Matt, super pro male, saving the family, standing up to fucking evil.
I mean, we didn't have that kind of message with the work that I had done, but at the same time, it didn't matter. There was still, you know, a market and a niche for people in small and indie presses where they were like, oh wow, man, I love Johnny's inking style, or you know, I like this guy's penciling and writing. I did not do any penciling and writing. I was like an unsung hero, and the fucked up thing about inking is my stuff is the shit people read.
Still barely ink. I'm just now at 45, finally starting to kind of understand the basics of ink, of making it look like shadow and not just blotches of ink.
Right, exactly. And I mean, the thing is about like with inking,
well, it's so complex, it's ridiculous, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's unforgiving. You know, if you fucked up.
Wicked unforgiving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't get an eraser with ink. You get, like, white out. You get Chinese white. And if you get enough of it, you can, like, try to, cover up your mistakes. But the thing is that now you can use Manga Studio.
Now there's a texture. Now there's a texture on your paper. Like, I know, right?
Well, yeah, that does not come up in the copy stand or the no.
No, it doesn't, but it can make your original look like shit if you make enough mistakes.
Right, and then like the company whom you are going toward, you know, trying to sell your book to, will be like, well, we really want to sell off your originals at the fucking cons, and then you got this big glob of, you know, jizz covering up, you know. I mean, we were one of the first issues. We were an art team that was one of the first issues of Alterna Comics, which just somehow managed to get over all this shit and blow up over the last 10 years.
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying, nepotism is rampant, no doubt, Joey. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. It's just like, you never know exactly what you're doing today, where it'll go tomorrow, and that's fine. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, well, what do I do in the meantime? I don't believe that your age is going to have fuck all to do with anything in terms of what.
No, if I went out and got successful now and was really, and they saw that I had influence, I guess they'd probably be banging down my door. You know what I mean? But by then, I probably wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know, but the fucked up thing is that, like, okay, here you have the alt-right on the rise, okay? And even though if we're not a quote-unquote alt-right, we're still against the liberal SJW narrative. MGTOW is, no matter what. There are leftist MGTOWs out there, but men going their own way who are not pandering to gynocentrism is anathema to the SJW and the politics of fucking Marvel. So here you have Nut Job, a junkyard Iron Man. You know what I mean? What a great idea. We don't really have that. That's like taking Tony Stark and the Toxic Avenger and having, you know, Jim Goad write it. It's just what a great idea. What a great combo. And I really do believe that you know, something like that could go somewhere because it's different. A lot of guys are going to read it. A lot of these trendy alt-right girls are going to read it and be like, fuck yeah, you know, Nut Job. I'm not kidding. I know the market, you know, and I'm just saying, I think that you really should not get discouraged.
I'm going to stick with it, and I am pushing it. And me and other kids in MGTOW, other young men in MGTOW are hooking up. You already know this. And they're going to be submitting, and I'm going to be in the background, and they're not going to have a choice but to hire me soon because I don't know if you know about Image, but they hire your whole team. They don't just hire you.
Yeah. So it's totally creator control. And
you can stop me.
When I was talking to the guy whom I worked with, and David Mack said, you know what? I really like this graphic novel. You and John, you know, he said to my boss, you and Johnny really can make this fucking work. Because we were doing, you know, great graphics. I did a lot of the graphics. I did the inking. And then he did the writing and the penciling and stuff like that. And his wife, yeah, he's married, would do all the layout and everything like that. And it was totally unconventional. David grabbed that, took it right to the desk of Eric Larson at Image at the time. And Eric was like, yeah, okay. I don't get it. I'm not impressed. And that was it. I did get to ink for Dark Horse once. We knew a letterer at Dark Horse who lived in town, and he called me up, and he was just like, we need an inker for this book. I'm not saying which. Really, really quick. Can you do
I don't have the patience and shit in the fucking... Maybe I should just try to get in as a fucking letterer. Holy shit. But anyway, how many people are like, hey, I want to be a letterer? But anyway, go ahead.
Well, yeah, exactly. This guy who was a letterer actually started out inking Prince Valiant and stuff like that. And he wound up doing lettering as well. And what he did was he wound up creating a computer program to make realistic comic book lettering.
Yeah,
in
like
computer.
one of these software things that are out where they have all the
right, and
sound
we
effects
used
and
it.
everything. Yeah,
Right. We used that
really,
with our book, so it didn't look like, you know, Comic Sans or Bada Boom. It looked like it was hand drawn, and that saved us a lot of time. So we got this proprietary, um, you know, independently programmed lettering uh, application, and this guy just gave it to us, and we're like, man, fuck yeah, thank you so much. And it really, really helped things out. And we were also talking to people who had published us. Like, I've been published with Spain Trashman, Spain Rodriguez. I've been published with by 2000 AD, Paper Tiger Press, a lot of places in England. I've been published by, you know, like I said, my inks were done by Dark Horse once, you know, stuff like that. So, I mean, it can happen, but at the same time, yeah, there is a gatekeeper model, and if you cannot breach that ivory fence of diamond distribution, you're going to have a hard time, especially in 2017. I hate to say it that way, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Well, I've got the bright idea, and you might even want to join in on it, of doing auctions and auctioning off original artwork for the MGTOW cause. And that way, rather than just people getting like, oh yeah, pay my Patreon so you can see me talk on YouTube, you actually get original fucking artwork in the mail.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Obviously, you wouldn't bid on it if you didn't like it, so obviously it's going to be cool.
Right, because
cool in the mail, and then you're going to also support MGTOW. So I'm thinking that's the way to go, is art auctions. What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea, and I think it's better than somebody who is using the sympathy to get somebody to donate, like Angry MGTOW.
Right.
You know? It's like, yes, I shipped my tooth sucking cock, and I need dentistry. Would you please submit to my Patreon so I can eat a hamburger or a hot dog?
Remember, my videos are also on whatever right now. Yeah, no doubt. I hear you, man. Like, and if you subscribe, you'll get private videos. So it's like, no, fuck all that shit, man. I'm gonna auction cool ass pictures that you can hang on your wall of like crazy action art, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, few people, unless you're female and like pretty, are going to donate to your Patreon. Okay, roving millennial or something could say like, oh, I really want to get a new news desk and a studio and a green screen, multiple cameras and a co-anchor, but I'm too poor. Please donate to me. And then all the white knights will start dumping a bunch of money.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to be here to take people's money. Right. Like,
exactly.
Regardless if people liked my artwork or not, I would still do MGTOW videos. But if I am like any human being, you know, I'm not a hypocrite. I admit, I understand what I'm doing, and I am a bit of an opportunist, like any human being. And if I can find an opportunity to make a living doing something, especially like making MGTOW type comic material and propaganda against the establishment, you bet your ass that I will try to take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, and the thing is that not only do they get an original like that, they also your viewership also gets to enjoy a quality product that you're putting your time and effort in, and because of that, you know.
And if you're a single dad or something, you can give a picture of Spider-Man to your kid, an original. You know what I mean? Like, that they can hang on your wall. So that's the way to go. You're welcome to jump in. You must have artwork. I don't know. I got to go look at. I haven't been. Are you on DeviantArt, Johnny?
No, I don't. I've never bothered with them. I mean, like I said, I got into that when DeviantArt was pretty nascent. I think DeviantArt only started in 01, 02. I was still in this sort of Luddite mindset where I would actually take illustration board, a crow quill pen, Pelican ink, and brushes, And so I'd also use like rapidograph for any kind of like graphic types of lines and stuff. I would put that out and scan it in. I mean, yeah, I would use the computer and things like that. I didn't like copy shoot it like they did in the 1980s, but I did, you know, trade files back between my pencilers and writers. And then they would trade that with the letterers and all that. I didn't even do coloration. To me, I was just an ink jockey. I took your work and I made it printable. That's all I did. But
like,
I mean,
like any good inker does. I have some friends. Like it's so hard to find a good inker. I met one kid that I tried to team up with for like the past 8 years, and when he did do something, it was great. But that was like one page every year or 2 years, you know. And he was always like, "Oh, I got this," and "Oh, I got that going on." And, "Oh, I need a light table." I give him a light table. "Oh, I need a computer." I give him an old computer I got kicking around. You know what I mean? And still,
right.
So I finally got my light table back recently and told him to fucking kick. I was like, "Kick rocks." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." I wasted 8 years of my life waiting around for you to do a comic book with me, and I ended up inking my own shit.
When I did inks for other people, sometimes I would get pretty fleshed out pencils where I could actually just, I wasn't tracing by any means, but I was able to, you know, I didn't have to work so hard and use so much of my imagination. Other artists would give me almost stick figures, like we're talking very, very base storyboards. I liked those more because I was just like, aha, I kind of get to be an artist here and really formulate that rendition of each panel to panel. Now, with my promotion coming up, I really don't know if I'm going to have the time for that kind of stuff. It's something in my life that I'm coming to a new crossroads for. I was just like, well, you know, I've got more money coming in. I have more responsibility and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, more job security too. But at the same time, there are other things in my life I really want to do. When I inked, and I inked exclusively, I had a nest egg of money that I was able to kick this off with, and I would ink sometimes up to 10 hours a day. And
when you're inking,
like,
like 10 hours can fly by too.
Yeah, it can. I mean, in that 10 hours, I would get
glorious, but I'm just saying, like,
no, it's not. It would take
me so into inking, man, huh?
I would get maybe 2 pages done a day, but I had to get this fucking shit banged out by the end of the month.
Yeah.
So, you know, but everybody who I had worked with, like the pencilers and stuff, they were really responsible. They were professional. The people who had did coloration and separations and lettering and whatnot after that, they were really good too. So
you do mostly freelance though. You're not like, you haven't become like a permanent part of like a big studio anywhere. Like
no, didn't need to. Now you might.
I'm wondering,
I don't know.
See, this is what's all the secrecy is about. Like, you know, and it's like it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I mean, like, who are these people, man? And like, and it's like, you know, I'm just trying to think, like, what's the politics like? Like, I'm wondering, like, if it's like, is there a lot of, because it seems like the political. I'm thinking about if I ever got a job at Marvel or DC as like as an in-house staff artist. It would be like super politically correct or something.
I'll tell you about that. Give me 30 seconds. Hold on one moment.
Phosphorus, or people were laughing at us fucking making fun of it. Angry MGTOW's easy to make fun of though, guys. You know, he's an easy target. I mean, you know.
Thanks a lot. Okay, there is no more Marvel bullpen. Okay, if you want to work at Marvel, you're going to be human resources, or you're going to be Q&A, or doing some lighter than air office work. The people there are probably women in mini skirts that can't draw a straight line. Okay. Yeah, no, you're not going to go to New York, and I think they're headquartered in LA now, but you're not going to go to Marvel HQ.
Yeah, as far away from Stuart Hunkler as possible. They're like, get away from Stuart. We got to go to the West.
Right,
anyway.
Exactly. But the thing is that, well, Disney bought them, but there is no such thing anymore. I mean, that stuff is done all outsourced, and they also outsource the printing, which they've all pretty much always have done. So
I'm really excited about this new company, Ominous, and Bart Sears, but it seems like they're just hooking up with Marvel now. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to promote Ominous and Ominous Studios because it's a new comic book studio with independent artists, but it seems like they're just now. The other day I looked on their Facebook page and I saw Neil Adams is in on it now, and he's like the director of DC now or something like that, and
that's right,
or Marvel or something. And no, Jim Lee is the director of DC now, and Neil Adams is the director of Marvel now, and it seems like Marvel.
Yeah, Jim Lee was like everybody fucking jizzed over his renditions of Batman. Yeah. And he's good. He's fucking good. Don't get me wrong. And he even wrote the DC Universe online video game. Do you know that?
No,
they gave that project over to him.
Yeah,
it's not a bad MMO. I'm not a fan of.
I mean, he really took, like, it was almost like it was weird. Like Rob Liefeld came out with. I mean, as much as I talk shit about Rob Liefeld, he came out with this kind of really cool cartoony look with cross-hatching, but he couldn't do the anatomy. And then and then everybody started imitating Rob Liefeld. I remember, like, everybody in school was trying to imitate X-Force and all that.
Yeah, it's like
Jim Lee just came on the scene and took Rob Liefeld's art style, inking style, and art style, like cross-hatching and stuff, that to a whole new level that Rob Liefeld could have just never even took it to.
Because Jim Lee, he understood human anatomy, whereas Rob Liefeld. I mean, have you seen the guy's legs and feet? They're like little freaking toothpicks.
Yeah, the feet were little tiny like wedges, and the hands were little tiny fists. Yeah,
and the thing is like a lot of Marvel was starting to adopt the Amerime look, where it was kind of anime looking, and I was like, no, don't do that. They did.
Yep. Now there's a lot of, now it's like a mix-up. Like, my friend has showed me some, what's really good that nobody talks about is He-Man. The He-Man comic book now, like DC. I think DC took over He-Man or something.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, well,
I know who He-Man is. I didn't know that, like, DC was putting it out.
I don't know if it's DC, but I know that there's crossovers, and that He-Man recently kicked the shit out of Superman. And,
no shit.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely, and that the Super Friends or whatever, basically went up against basically the Masters of the Universe in a huge like war, basically, and it was like magic against it was like magical shit against,
magic against metahumans, exactly.
Yeah, against metahumans, right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there is a lot of kick-ass shit out there if you know what to look for right now.
Sure there are. I mean, you're gonna have like certain writers, let's say, because I think the cornerstone to a good comic is good writing, a good plot, a good script. You're gonna have guys like Alan Moore who will say, "I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm gonna invent a hero named Rorschach." who's the world's biggest dick, you know,
Yep.
but he's also the awesomest MGTOW, and he'll get that free license to do that. He'll get that. But this was also written during a very conservative Reagan and Thatcher era of 1986, where DC was able to say, okay, we'll give that a go. But now everybody is just it's like these comic companies are thinking with their vaginas. And am I right? I mean, really.
No, yeah, no,
You
that's
gotta
what I'm
make Thor
saying.
a
Like
woman.
that, I think a big part of all of this is that at the toppity top, and I don't care what anybody says, this is totally possible and has been possible ever since we've gotten Social Security numbers and everything. And I think a long time ago, the decision was made that Stewart will not just go along with a program. And that, you know what I mean? Because I was a little unruly. My parents brought me up better than to just sell my fucking soul. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I have the same deal going.
And that decision was made unbeknownst to me, unbeknownst to my parents. And it didn't matter that I was a good kid, didn't do drugs, didn't party like a lot of the other kids, and had a good heart, and was really intelligent, not a genius, but really intelligent. None of that mattered. Somebody somewhere flicked the switch and made the decision, and that's been it. And so I might make it, but ain't nobody gonna endorse me because
you know what? That is such a weird fucking point, dude. Because it sounds like you and I were very much of the same temperament in high school.
yeah, if we make it, it's gonna be on our own, and if we start getting any ideas in our head like we're gonna change something, we'll probably disappear. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I'm even deeper in this shit, and here's why. Okay. Here's why. Listen up.
Right,
okay. I did the AV honor roll and everything like that. I was definitely a non-conformist.
Joey Argon. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
And then, like, the thing is that my dad was a military engineer, and he also got into doing patent law for Redstone Arsenal and Rock Island. And he worked on nukes. So what scares me is the fact is that, you know, they say keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, right.
You know, I wonder if, you know, they're like not wondering whether or not my dad's spawn, that's being me, is being tracked as well because of the work that he had done. I don't know.
Right. Right.
I'm not trying to sound all cryptic or like I'm some sort of, special offspring or anything like that. But when you think about that, yeah, I've got a social security number and all that stuff is cataloged, and yeah. I know the government knows who my goddamn dad is. Okay.
Right. Yeah, we're just small potatoes. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to sweep people under the carpet, and that's what this country does. It sweeps people under the carpet. But if you're a female and if you're a fucking dumb whore boy, here's the key to the city.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if like being a dumb whore boy is gonna work because it's just like I'm saying all the right stuff and I'm wearing
like a female. I'm just saying these females, they get away with murder. But
oh yeah, of course they do.
Well, I've been talking about this, and the endowments for the arts is a big thing for me in my head lately because I think it was Warcore 666. You know who I'm talking about, right? Warcore 6. You know who I'm talking about? Warcore 666 on YouTube. He's anti-feminist. He rants about feminists.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Styx Hexenhammer 666.
Here, hold on. I'll give you a screenshot real quick.
Okay, I thought you meant the guy with glasses.
No. I know who you're talking about though. Warcore. Yeah, see, he comes right up. This guy. I'm gonna enlarge my screen, but or you can type it in yourself. He comes right up as soon as you start typing in War Corpse. he comes up right away. He's like a large guy. But yeah, that guy. Now I forgot the point that I was gonna make. God damn it! What was I talking about?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I see this guy now. Yeah, he's got the long hair and shit. Yeah, okay.
What the fuck? I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about now. Oh well.
I don't know.
I know.
No. We were talking.
Well, hey,
we were talking.
Sex is awesome. If you ever want to watch somebody rant about fucking feminism.
We were talking about women and bitch boys that are able to play the game.
Get away with pretty much fucking anything.
Right.
And what was I gonna say? I was probably gonna bring up a video that he did recently that proved that point, I guess. I don't know, but whatever. I'll think about it later. It doesn't matter.
Let's see what's going on in the chat.
Yeah, check out the chat, man.
All right, Joey Aragon, how are ya?
He's talking mad shit in there. He's like, nobody. What is he saying? Nobody cares, Sonny Bronxtail. My dad moved bricks for a living.
I'm good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that means that he doesn't have to worry about the government. Literally get away with murder via abortion. He's talking about women. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. The endowments for the arts. War Corpse brought up. See, I knew I'd think of it. War Corpse brought up in a video recently, and that's why I love fucking YouTube. He was like, this endowment for the art shit has to end, and he was talking about how it's all fucking Wall Street funded. It's all the banks and all the people we hate that are perverts that are funding, like, feminists, while people like you and I sit around, Johnny, with our thumb up our asses wondering if we're ever going to make anything of ourselves. But because you don't have a vagina and you don't want to liberate yourself by sticking a yam in your pussy and then having some blue pill simp eat it and call it art, call it what's that type of art where and call it performance art, then you don't get the $100,000 grant.
My vagina's a flower. Yeah. Okay.
No grant for you, Johnny. You got a good heart and you're a good guy and you care about guys. No fucking grant for you, Johnny.
Nope, not at all. Actually, Joey Aragon, he said, remember Harvey Picar of American Splendor? Actually, Joey, I was in a booth at our comic convention right next to Eddie Pisker, who did the artwork for one of Harvey Picar's last books. And Eddie was a good guy. But I never got to meet Harvey Picar, but I did get to meet one of his artists and inkers. And that kid was really cool. 24 years old, could draw and ink like a motherfucker. Really, really good guy. So yeah, I mean,
what was his name?
Eddie Pisker. Eddie. Eddie, E-D-I-E.
Are you talking about a friend of yours or like somebody who's professional?
He's a professional,
or both.
Both.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we hung out with him after the convention and everything like that, and he didn't drink or smoke or anything like that. We just ate pizza and talked comic books. That's about it. So it's Pizkor, Eddie Pisker. Good kid. I'm about 10 years older than him, I think.
Yeah.
But Eddie was a good dude. He's from Cleveland. That's right. And
Cleveland. I'm looking at some of the art that's coming up associated with his name. He's I think I see some pictures of him too.
Let me post
Kind of a
up, see
skinny,
what he's
skinny
doing
white
right
dude, skinny white
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah, skinny as fuck. He's punk rock too, man. I mean, he was wearing
Punk rock,
leather
too.
jacket.
I love punk rock.
Big ass
like-
glasses. He looked like a punk rock divo. You know, that's the way I looked at it. But yeah, and he was a good kid. I like that guy. And
Joey Oregon's kicking people fucking out of here left and right.
yeah, kick their fucking ass. Be like Bobby Bittman, buddy. How are ya? Kick his ass. But no, I mean, the thing is that it's like I've been watching some new channels like Hell by the Dashboard Light. I understand he's TFL, kind of, I guess. I don't know, but at the same time, you know, he's bringing up a lot of valid prurient points. Well, not prurient, but like he's valid points that need to be addressed, I think, with men versus women. And he does touch upon racial differences, which I don't like to. I don't like to do that. But you got hay fever too?
I don't mind. No, I'm smoking a bowl, bro. I'm quiet.
Nice. Okay, but
you know, if it's like, you know, I came to the point. I used to be straight edge. I was Mr. fucking narrow, straight and narrow.
I was too. Yeah, man. I would put the X's on my fucking hands and everything. Yeah.
And when I realized that none of that fucking mattered, and I was in a narcissistic like man trap society, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke weed and I'm gonna have a beer, and everybody better shut. I'm not doing it for the same reasons as everybody else. I'm just doing it because I fucking need it. And everybody else.
I mean, that's it. I
mean, narcissists, and I'm not saying. I don't want to say I'm like Jesus or anything, but I was like, you know, I was a good kid. You guys have been partying forever. Now I'm doing it because I fucking need it. I need a fucking drink.
I didn't party throughout. You know what I think you're talking about is a philosophical style that I go by called Epicureanism, where it's kind of like the dude from The Big Lebowski. Yeah. It's like, hey man, you know, I just want to like decrease my pain, and I want to not fear shit. Yeah. I'm not a hedonist. I just don't want to. I don't believe that I should suffer.
Yeah, I'm not drinking and smoking weed for social acceptance and to, you know.
It's to lower suffering. It's to lower the suffering. Right,
yeah,
exactly.
I'm completely aware of what's going on, and it's not cool by me at all. I'm like totally violated.
Right. And I say just fucking light that bowl up, bro. I'm just serious.
Hey, we earned it. Like, I watched, my big thing was that they were putting kids in prison. They were putting like 16, 17. They were trying like 16, 17, you know, 18-year-old young men as full adults for like getting caught selling a joint in a fucking school zone and putting them in prison with fucking like with fucking lifers.
Right, exactly. I mean, what the fuck is that all about?
Rapists and murderers and shit, and repeat offenders and violent felons, right? You know what I'm talking about? Right. And so that was my thing about marriage. So that was the angle I took. You know who I got that angle from?
No.
I got that angle from Alex Jones. Early Alex Jones, when he wasn't all seemed kind of like all fucked up like he is right now. Not that I want to start a fight with Alex Jones either, because I don't know what's going on with Alex Jones, but I'm just saying, like,
he's going through a bad divorce. His wife is, you know, putting on the strap on.
He's over the coals right now. That's right. Thanks for bringing that up.
She's pumping his asshole, you know, with her fucking girl dick, you know. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, she already has brought him to court and tried to say he didn't give a fuck about his kids, which he'll murder you over. Not murder, he'll kill you. He'll kill you over his kids. Doesn't care about his kids. He'll kill you over his kids. So, or he says he will. I mean, but anyway, so yeah, that's where I got that angle from, and I started calling into the local radio show, which promptly got shut down after.
You did.
I pretty much got the show shut down. I pretty much got this radio show shut the fuck down because at first they laughed at me, then they all attacked me and called me a weirdo and everything. You know what I mean? Then I basically finally won because everything that I said happened. So alternative. Huh?
What year was this?
2005, 2006, right around like you started talking about. I think you said you started working.
Yeah, around then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in the industry, and yeah, I was I was back from I was fresh back from the Art Institute of Phoenix and having another fucking cunt.
Okay.
Another fucking vicious cunt make false allegations against me on video.
What?
Yeah, when I was at the Phoenix Art Institute in Phoenix, a quote Christian girl unquote was like, "Oh, I need you to move in with me. My roommate moved out," and I'd known her for a year or two, and at this point, I was like, I was weary of relationships, but I was like, well, I'll just be. I was still giving women chances because there was no MGTOW.
Right.
Probably, or even if there was MGTOW, maybe I would have had to learn myself. But for whatever reason, yeah, I was fresh back from this bitch, you know, getting me to move in with her, and then pulling fuckery on me and and then calling the police and
Jesus Christ.
And so so that ruined my reputation. I was finally about to get like my bachelor's degree, but it occurred to me later. I think the college set me up. I think the college. Her and a rich sorority type girlfriend influenced her to fuck me over.
Oh my God! You mean they probably actually took their sorority chapter to the administration?
Well, they didn't really have sororities there, but it was cliquey. If it wasn't, maybe there were.
Okay.
I don't know, and I didn't know about them. I wasn't invited to any. But yeah, I dated a rich girl. That went sour. That didn't help my my rep on the campus. And then her fucking Christian friend later came to me, got me to move in with her, and then attacked me because her father sided with me in an argument and told her to shut the fuck up because I just moved in and paid all her bills.
Good on him.
She was already bitching at me. Maybe afraid I wasn't gonna, maybe worried or something. I don't know, but she was bitching at me, and her father was like, "You finally got a good roommate." He was like, "Shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna leave." And you know, long story short, after all that fuckery, I was home on my ass again.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, "Oh, you just hate women." Well, maybe, all right. I guess maybe I do. Wouldn't you? I've already had 3 or 4 of them try to throw me in jail for no reason.
Okay, you know what, Stuart? I don't think you hate women. I don't hate them either, but I think that you and I are pretty lockstep on the same opinion that we have of them. One, we don't trust any goddamn one of them.
No,
2,
they throw you under the bus at any given second, man.
Yeah, and two, after we've been MGTOW for quite some time, both of us have, we find them kind of annoying. I do.
So I was back on my ass, and I was married. Now I'm married, and that we all know how that. You can all watch my videos. We all know that.
You know what? I just subscribed to you tonight. I'm so sorry I didn't do it earlier. I've got to go through your backlog, man. I did not know you got married. Wow.
Yeah, I got a lot of older videos, and it was cool though. I shut this radio show down with the truth, and I mean, there was nothing more to say. Like I finally debated the district attorney live and kicked his ass. I was like, George Washington used to smoke pot. I was like, would you SWAT team George Washington nowadays if he was growing marijuana? And the district attorney was like, oh yeah, it's the law. I was like, oh my God. I was like, and you know, literally that was like the death of that. And then Mass passed, legalized it, and then every other state followed. That was the morning of legalization. I debated the district attorney live.
Right.
Probably 1 million or 2 million people, and kicked his ass into the ground. Smoked him with Alex.
Fucking great on you, man. Fucking great on you. Hey,
I should post the video where I went into City Hall recently. I got that on video.
Yeah, put that up, definitely.
Lectured them a little bit, Alex Jones style, but I'm just saying, like, you know, whatever, man. You know, I need to smoke and drink because I'm actually trying to stand up and do something. So if I smoke a bowl and I have everybody can shut the fuck up, man.
Hey, could you let Shingles in? He really wants to come in.
Yeah, no, the link is right in there. I was just thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I think I still have it copied. I can just hit paste.
Sure, sweet.
Yep, right there.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, anybody can jump right in, man. We don't have to talk about the comic book industry. It just so happens that that's right up my alley.
Yeah, I worked in it for a while, and I just wanted to help you out. And I wanted to kind of like demystify some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know you because, no, thanks for that one little thing, Diamond. Maybe I should start sending my comics to Diamond.
Yeah, Diamond is the second tier go through because first you got to get published, and then the publishers will talk to Diamond. Therein lies the rub. It's almost like going to say
maybe somebody at Diamond knows talent when they see it.
Well, the thing is that no, they won't. The thing is,
man, what the fuck is it with all these people?
That would be like me being a novelist. Okay, I write a novel.
They're just promoter, marketer type people. They don't know anything about.
They're distributors. They ship your books to Hohokus, New Jersey. Okay.
They don't have a publishing section though at Diamond. Like,
not that I'm aware of anymore. No.
So I got to go through a publishing company and get to Diamond.
And well, no. First, you got to get an agent. Then you get the publishing company, and they take your book to Diamond. Okay. It'd be like the same thing as if I wrote a novel and I said, "Hey, I want to get this published by, I want to get this distributed by Random House." Well, yeah. First, you have to get an agent. The agent will take your manuscript to Harper. Harper will take your book and have Random House distribute it.
Right. Gotcha.
That's the problem. It's like
you just told me something no guidance counselor or have ever told me, and you've given me an alternative path rather than trying to go to a convention and stick my shit in some editor's face. So I can at least pursue that path, and maybe a publisher will publish me and take it to Diamond.
Well, right, exactly. I mean, if you somehow make yourself an online presence with like booming fucking work, which you have, great story, great ideas, really, really good execution of that work, and they've seen you around for a while. And Stuart, we're talking 3 years. Okay, you got to be consistent and persistent for 3 years. They'll be like, wow, we want Nut Job. I don't know. I want Nut Job. I think it would be great to.
I like Nut Job. And I'm not saying everybody that there's not going to be a couple of good cops in Nut Job, but I'm going to make the good cops the minority in Nut Job. So it's going to be really exciting.
Dude, promise me you make a female villain named
I don't want people to go out and randomly fuck up cops. Are you kidding me?
No, I was saying
anybody watching that think I'm like, no. Nut Job is like, first of all, even though it's surreal, it's not really sensationalized because society is about that fucked up. Is about as fucked up as it really is in Nut Job.
Sure.
But I still I wouldn't advise that. It's someone who just tried to serve justice on some evil cops and then stumbled into the fact that they're like super evil. So he's like now that he absolutely knows what's going on, he's like fully responsible to try to do something about it.
Well, you know what?
I was kind of sucked into it, huh?
I would love. Hold on, let me try to type Shingles' name in properly. Shingles. Okay, there you go. I want you to promise me that you will make a female villain named Shit Test.
No, I already have. That's going to be
yes.
government genius. not her real name isn't going to be Shit Test. Her
Right,
agent.
right. Her agent.
No, that's a
name is
great
Shit
name.
Test.
No, she's like a local that works with like the courthouse and gets fucking guys caught up in all kinds of fucking shenanigans. And if some guy's like up and coming and he might rock the boat because he's standing up for the people, they'll send in Shit Test to marry him.
Oh my God, man, that is so Philip K. Dick. That's like, you know, in not Minority Report, but the one where Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to Mars. Total Recall.
Running Man, yeah, Running
They send that bitch in to fuck up his life. Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking perfect, dude. Stuart, you're pretty brilliant with the scripting. I'll tell you.
Dude,
I'm not blowing rainbows up your skirt, bro. I think you are really good with this stuff. Yeah, send in Shit Test. That is fucking perfect.
Oh, dude, you're the one that came up with the name, I just applied it. No, that's why I wanted
to. Man, I love comic books. I think, you know, a guy like you has got your pulse on Deep Thought. Joined. Hello, Deep Thought.
Okay.
Well, I got like, man, I have probably 10 years of comics already. Not written, but they're just already implied. Like I already know where the story. I told you like the first two story arcs. You remember?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, so it's like, man, it's not. If some company picks me up, man, that's years of comic books right there, man. With crossovers of other characters, because you know, Nutjob very easily can cross over into any universe. Really.
Sure.
Yeah. Are you starting a Patreon?
Hey, we got some people around. It's fucking it's the dude that helped fucking Mulder and fucking the X-Files is in here.
I think that was Deep Throat.
Deep Throat. Deep Throat, yeah, Deep Throat's here. What's up, Deep Throat?
Deep Thought.
Hey, are you starting up a Patreon, are you?
I should start up a Patreon, I guess, but I don't. I have a Patreon, but I just gotta connect it with my bank account. But here's the problem with that: the DOR, the Department of Revenue, is always trying to thwart me and come in and like freeze my accounts on me and everything like that. So I might have to go with auctions and auction off artwork and do it that way. That way, instead of waiting to see if I reach any kind of fucking goal, you pay your money, you get your artwork right there, and you get to see it like live on video. I'll probably work on a lot of it live on video too. So like maybe people can request stuff and I'll draw it for them or something, you know what I mean? Or
yeah, that makes sense. Like Indiegogo, you get like $5 and you sign or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. You can do that.
And then here and there I'll auction off a piece or two. And
I think it's a brilliant idea. You got quite the well, you got an audience that hasn't been picked yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I really think that there's younger men out there that need something like this and they don't have it.
I agree. I agree.
Kind of like what happened to Tim Allen there. You know, he had his own TV show and they just took him off because he was too conservative.
Yeah, Nutjob is the answer to the gynocentric system. And the whole thing gets kicked off because of the gynocentric system.
I love it. It's like, does he go like insane, like almost like Army of Darkness insane, like at the beginning? Like, how does this work?
Oh yeah, like I picture him like ranting, like in the first issue. If you go read it on, if you go read the first issue on, or the first garbage or trash can issue, which is like it's a rough draft of my real first issue if I get published. But yeah, he's like ranting. You know, he's like ranting as he's running away because he just beat up a corrupt cop that helps fuck him over. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
He's like, I can't believe it. It had to come to this. God damn it! As he's like jumping off a bridge onto like a set of railroad tracks and shit. Yeah, he's like totally pissed. And it's just, I think it would definitely kind of shed light on this whole issue of everything that MGTOW is kind of talking about.
You know what, Stuart?
And MRAs, I guess, but yeah.
Stuart, I think Deep Thought actually has a really good point here. I mean, what you are doing is constructing a narrative that Gen Z kids and young millennials would really latch onto, especially the males and these so-called anti-feminist females would really enjoy this. I mean, there is an existing market for it.
Yeah, him running through crowds of fucking Antifa and punching them as he goes.
Yes. That'd be so awesome.
Grabbing them by their necks and swinging them around and smacking them off of like dumpsters and shit like that. And then like, I was gonna give him a shield that's basically a giant fan, but it's also a shield. And jump off of high buildings, and he just turns it on and kind of floats down, and he shields himself if they shoot at him with it. You know, just crazy shit like that.
I would love to see a mow down with that shield.
And, yeah, man, I have a lot of great. Even it could even go into action figures and anime and everything. Like doing anime.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, I think what you need.
It's very realistic. It's like it's not even sensational. It's like it's almost like it's kind of like Japan anime, like Japanese level. It could get really deep, man.
I think if you like, I mean, like something like this would just make me laugh every day. You know, if you had like, even if you just made like these little shot jokes at like the feminists, you know, you put like a pig in like those black feminist glasses, and then you give it, you know what I mean? Like just shots like that every page would just make me laugh. Like that would
you
make my day.
You could call her like Princess Porky or something.
Yeah. And she's got like dyed red hair or something, you know, and
yeah, and she's all into the fat pride shit.
Yeah, self-acceptance, fat acceptance and shit.
Yeah.
You better respect me, even though I'm a lazy fat, sit around, do nothing. Just
Everybody's like, yes.
no, seriously, this is like the perfect excuse. Yeah, that's what's inspired it all. I got so fed up with everything. Just in my life, especially, man. Like, you know, there's nothing like getting fucked over raw by the system, man.
Well, okay, Stuart.
Nothing wakes you up like standing in front of a judge for something you didn't do, but they're ready to throw the fucking book at you like you are just a piece of garbage, man.
Okay, Stuart, we're taking that history of yours, we're turning it into a product. Now, here's the big deal. The product gets made. How do we get it out there? How do we do that?
Money talks and bullshit walks, so I gotta find some way. People gotta trust me enough to throw me some money, but it's not like I've already got a product. And I've already got the first issue mostly done. So I'm not like, hey, I'm gonna do I'm not like smoking crack with you in your living room, like, hey, I'm gonna do a fucking comic book someday. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was made for this. You guys see my artwork.
Okay. What I want you to do, I think the thing is like get the whole thing, the first issue completed, and then you have to go and show, whether it be Kickstarter, Indiegogo, you know. What's another one?
Maybe you can give me some inking tips as I go along, because I want to redo the whole first issue and ink it better.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with having a second draft.
I won't need a lot of help. Believe me, there'll be certain parts where I'm like, hey, this thing, I need the light's coming from this angle and I can't express it properly.
Well, like
here and there, I have trouble with my inking, huh?
Luis and I could both help you with that.
All right, cool. I need outside critiques. I'm so, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have an issue
Sure.
It's not very often, trust me, but
when that is,
I'm not an inker. I'm not an inker. I'm a penciler. You know what I mean? I'm not.
I know. But like when you found that sweet spot and you're like, this is ready to go, that is when I say you should be able to say, hey man, proof is in the pudding. I've got this right here. If you want to see more of it, your Diamond Distribution will not talk to me because there's 2 gates before them.
Yeah.
We're gonna have. I need money for distribution.
Not if I have an auction and my supporters, get some art and I make some money and I go to a convention and get a table. Now I'm basically right in their face. But I would first like to have a more finished product than I have right now. So you can probably help me along with that.
Sure.
I'm gonna redo it all. Now I have more of a reason to, so I'll start working on that too.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean,
yeah, I'm goal oriented. Like I don't want to sit around and just complain all the time. But I'm not also gonna forget where I came from. I'll tell you that much either.
And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, like just where you came from. The bad memories, let just that be a warning to your future. But, you have to, carry on and soldier on with the future that you have going for you because you are actually sitting on a potentially successful book here.
That's pretty cool, and I probably will continue to be MGTOW, though. Even now, it's kind of cool it worked out this way because now, dude, what if I did make it when I was young and dumb and full of cum? And I was some 18-year-old prodigy and they let me through the gates then? I might be destroyed or dead now. But my life is just beginning at 45 right now. Basically.
I forget his name. Who was the one that...
Huh?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Deep Thought?
Yeah, Deep Thought.
Oh, sorry. Who was the tip of my tongue? Who was the famous guy that wrote Spider-Man? I forget his name.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stan Lee. Yeah.
So, like Stan Lee, he was talking about how a lot of his comics, if you watch, what is it, Mallrats? A lot of his comics are based on his struggles with relationships. Yeah, the Hulk when he said he would get just fucking like violently angry, basically, and shit like that, and want to smash. Yeah. And the drug dealers. He was dealing with a lot of his relationships, went sour because of drug dealers. And because reality, there's nothing as inspiring as reality. Like I said, nut job. I mean, I've sat in front of judges like my character that are looking at me like I'm the scum of the earth, and I've done nothing but try to fucking be a good dude, man. And it's like, whoa,
man, Stuart,
ready to crush you,
I know that I'm gonna get egg on my face for saying this. Man, I would love to see Nut Job kill a fucking divorce lawyer, like a real piece of shit pedophile, coke snorting, guy who goes to Thailand and fucks 12-year-old lady boys, and then Nut Job's like, bam!
That's a whole work up to a good few pages right there. Yeah,
I mean, you gotta make this thing dark. I mean, but Stuart, to roll back to your older question. About what if I was 18 and I was just working my ass off and I was getting the glory and everything like that and getting paid for what I did. I mean, I think of one of my favorite inkers. His name is Wally Wood, and he worked on EC Comics.
I know that.
Okay, yeah, in I think it was 1981. He was. He was just blown out. He was just snorting coke, gambling, fucking hookers, and he blew his head off. And he was taking jobs for like $20 a day, you know, like ink jobs, and he would ink 10 hours a day and everything like that, and he just got so burnt out by the time he was in his 50s. And he was a big gun nut, and he took one gun that he owned and blew his head out in Gas City, Indiana.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, who knows what could have happened to me when I was younger?
Sure.
I don't want to. It's like I don't want to. That's why I'm trying to. What I'm really saying is I'm kind of glad, you know, as much as I complain about how fucked up things are, everything has I'm trying to look on the bright side of some things, and every, you know, gray cloud has a silver lining or whatever. And the silver lining is if I do make it now, I'm not a fucking retard, idiot, young, like, prima donna at all anymore. I've been through the shit now, and I got a lot more street smart, is what I'm saying. I have street smart now. I didn't have street smarts when I was a kid, man. I was kind of a sheltered suburban boy.
I grew up in Chicago, so I kind of had to have them, but yeah, I kept my nose clean, sure.
Yeah, no doubt. That's one way to do it.
That was a rough fucking place.
Yeah. No, I've stayed, and I have stayed out of trouble anyway, and that's cool. But if I had money, I might have. I don't know. Who knows? If I'd had money when I was younger, I might have been tempted to do more illegal shit, like have big parties with drugs and shit. You know, who knows? None of that shit will be going on now, though.
Well, I think you and I, Stuart, share that same. Well, we have shared that same, you know, notion that if we kept our noses clean and used our minds, that we would be able to persevere. Yeah, this system, and
that's a good message for MGTOW too. Really, is like, hey, you know, not if staying out of, you know, like there's women and then there's other shit too, like the war on drugs. Don't fall for that shit either, man.
Right.
There's a war on you through drugs too, same as women. In fact, you might as well think of women kind of like an illegal drug and treat it as such.
Oh, I do absolutely. But you know, there's also there's a war on dicks.
Yeah, there's a war on fucking dicks and cocks and balls.
There's a war on cock and balls. If you're a man, you are not going to get what they say.
Through any means necessary, money, women, drugs, gambling, all that stuff, man. They know.
Is that a D12 quote?
Yeah. Purple pills, right? Exactly, man. See, I don't understand this purple pill and like, it's like, man, it's kind of like. I understand that they can say that they're MGTOW, but it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know why they would want to even talk about all that stuff, though. It's like, keep it to yourself. That you know, keep all that shit to yourself, man. We're trying to scare the fuck out of young boys so they'll stay out of jail.
Well, you know what? All those broadcasts are already out there. And they're going to keep coming up, but I'm at a point where it would be like, if I did a video series, I would think about like easing men into MGTOW. Like, you know, here are the basics, and this is the way that it can be for you if you want to go MGTOW. I know a lot of you are thinking about it, and here's what I did. And I would try to keep it going on. Not like Sandman. Definitely not like MGTOW 101, but I would talk about, like, you know, what brings you to MGTOW, how things are going right now, what is the state of the nation, what is the political and economic state, what are the bonuses of being MGTOW because
do you ever listen to MGTOW Philosopher?
no,
Not at all.
No, I haven't heard of him.
He's like a I guess he's a bit of a purple pillar, but he says he still he says like he still might every now and then have a relationship, but he hasn't in like 2 years anyway. You know what I mean, really, or something. And that every now and then he might. In other words, he's saying he might fuck with women every now and then, but
right.
General rule, not basically. You know, he might be tempted and do it every now and then, is what he's saying. But basically, you know, he's sort of an atheist too, and we went back and forth about God a little bit on his channel because I'm sick of these these evolutionist people that want to take over the debate and say evolution is law, like it's a universal law or something, when you know, and that even though it keeps changing, the way that it is now is the way that it is. And I'm just like, man, you know, nobody can really prove anything, so we gotta leave the debate open for everybody. Nobody can be sit here and say this is how it is and talking about shit unless you got a time machine and you're going back and checking out things 100 million years ago. I don't want to fucking hear about it because who the fuck knows what the fuck was going on back then?
That's
Who
true.
knows what was going on that they're not talking about? Huh?
I think if you look at what's found, you can make a clear case about how things are de-evolving. You know,
yeah,
like
no
you got
doubt.
those big giant trees, and where's the saber-toothed tigers now? Now we got like little bobcats. You know, like.
Yeah, right. Things are getting smaller and weaker or something.
Yeah, and like the Neanderthals used to have big, thick skin, and you know the Bible talks about how Noah lived for 900 years, but now we're stuck at 120.
Yes, exactly. So it seems that's what I'm saying. Like it seems to me that there's total evidences to the contrary, and it's all in a big argument, and then the colleges are like, nope, and they won't fund any other. They won't fund or even
right.
any other idea outside of you came from a fucking rock that turned into this one single cell thing in a muddy swamp somewhere, and then evolved into this, and then into a lizard, and blah 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 blah. Blah. You know, like, oh yeah, that all happened by accident. Or
I know for sure I'm not a chimpanzee. I fucking hate climbing trees.
Yeah,
anyway.
like, you know, I understand that everything in creation is kind of related because it's all in fucking creation. It's all here. It is. Man. Here we are. You know what I mean? And yeah, yes, we're related on that level. And I might even believe in like microevolution, where you know a fox today might not look like a fox 1,000 years from now, but it's still going to be a fox. You know what I mean? Maybe it might be bigger or different color or whatever, what have you. I don't fucking know, but I'm just saying, like, it's not going to turn into a fucking shark. Basically.
Yeah, like I mean, hips on whales, right?
That's all I'm saying.
Whales have hips too, right? Something happened there, but
yeah. So they want, you know, I keep the debate. I'm trying to be open to anything, and they're trying to trap me in one little area, and that doesn't help me when I go to college either. When my art teacher is like, "Wow, you're really good," but then I'm in a debate with my fucking anthropologist teacher going, "No, I understand what you're telling me, and I'm gonna fucking go home and regurgitate all the information, but I just want to let you know that, you know, you're not you don't dictate reality, sir."
Yeah, exactly. Deep thought. Whales may have hips, but with land whales, I don't really know where the hips.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
Boys, thank you very much. I've got to go now, but I loved being here. Really great to help you out, Stuart. Deep thought. Great to meet you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll talk later for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm out. I'll see you later.
See you later. Yeah. Did you Deep thought, did you go to, have you been to college? Yo. Anyway, so it seems that everybody's left the chat, and it's been a few hours now. So I guess I'm going to shut this down. Thanks for stopping in, and I will talk to you all later. Thanks, MGTOW, and just stay MGTOW, and everything will be okay.